Dominar 400 is Bajaj's biggest motorcycle yet, and although it moves away from the Pulsar range, it still shares a lot of the same DNA. Kishen is one of the first few owners of the Dominar. He has been touring quite prolifically ever since he got the bike and joins us today to share his ownership experience. Hi Kishen, it's good to have you here. How are you doing?
Hi Swati, I'm good, thank you. Good to be here.
Well, the Dominar is not a typical Bajaj product. What made you choose this bike?
So the Dominar 400 was a choice for me because I wanted to upgrade from Pulsar 200 NS, and based on my touring needs, I wanted a bike that can do better high speeds on the highways, and I needed much more safety features like the Dominar, which has the ABS. And when you wanted to go through all these features and then you had a budget to fit, the Dominar was the best choice.
Well, the Dominar is still a new machine in the market. How has your experience been with it?
So the Dominar was a new bike indeed. I booked it within 5 days of the launch of the bike. It was a dangerous move, like people call it to be, but I have been riding on it for almost 5 months now, and I have taken it on almost all over South India. I went through Munnar, I went through Vagamon, Ooty, Kodaikanal, and practically almost all the highways in Tamil Nadu. And there is so much comfort in this bike. It just doesn't, it just doesn't break out on you. It doesn't give up on you so easily. On the ghats, it just stays planted on the corners. It's lovely when it comes to the tire stickiness. It's a soft tire compound, and it's really nice when you handle it. Handles very well, corners, highways. It's been a pretty pleasure of a ride till date.
Alright, so we all know that Dominar shares a lot of similarities with the KTM's engine-wise. So how has your experience been with the engine?
Yes, indeed, the Bajaj Dominar does resemble the engines that of a KTM. But when you see the power perspective of it, the KTMs are a lot more powerful than this. This vehicle lacks the power punch that the KTM provides. But compared to the KTMs, these are much more relaxed engines, relaxed bike to ride. More like a highway cruiser rather than a sport cruiser. Apart from that, it's just the power punch that you see on the normal Dominars. Is that when you ride it within the city, about 3,000 to 4,000 RPM, you'll have a lot of power, and then once you cross that, you'll have sudden power surge, and the bike just picks up good speeds. Apart from that, if you see the mileage also is it's little better compared to the KTMs. I get about 25 to 26 kilometers per liter. The company says that I'll have to use super fuels, like the power fuels that the bunks provide. But riding touring perspective, I use only normal fuel, and it gives me pretty decent mileage and pretty good performance as well.
Alright, so Dominar is quite heavy at 182 kilos. How has your experience been in terms of handling and braking?
Yes, the weight is the biggest issue in the Dominar. It does weigh 182 kgs, but the only time you feel the weight of the bike is when you ride it in the traffic. When you are cruising on the highways or you're turning into corners, you don't tend to feel the weight of the bike. You can lift it in the corners and just turn it, take quick corners as well. But in the traffic, when you're trying to maneuver within the traffic, when you're trying to zip through the traffic, is when you will start feeling the pain. Initially, it'll take a new rider, it'll take him a couple of days to get used to it. Let's move on to braking. Braking is pretty sharp on the Dominar. It's really nice. It works on Brembo brakes, and it has the ABS feature on it. It is pretty sharp when it comes to braking. 100 to 0 in 4 to 5 seconds is all it takes. But the ABS, I felt, was a little has a lag in it, and it could kick in a little more earlier or a little more quicker when it comes to kicking in of ABS during braking. Apart from that, the handling of the bike is pretty smooth. The tires contribute a lot to it, and the braking, it all goes hand in hand, and it's a beautiful bike to ride.
Alright, let's talk about maintenance now. What are the running and service costs of Dominar, and are you happy with the service provided by the company?
So the maintenance cost of the Dominar is actually on the cheaper end. I have completed about 7,000 kilometers on this, and I've just completed the second service as well. Per service, I've paid about 1,300 to the maximum, including the basic parts that you'll have to change, like the oil filter, the oil, and the normal maintenance of the bike. Apart from that, I did inquire the the cost of spare parts, just in case we need them, and it's Bajaj. Bajaj is a savior during that. So all that you'll be charged is not more than 3,000 per service. As in, the more you ride, the cheaper your maintenance is. It's unlike the KTM's, the bike does have a very cheap service cost.
Alright, so finally, do you suggest any changes or modifications to make this bike any better?
Modifications, yes, I would definitely suggest a lot of modifications on the bike to make it look better. Let's start with the headlights. Bajaj claims the headlights to be extremely powerful, dominate the night factor and all that, but I all say it's all just marketing gimmick. The headlights are not as powerful as they claim it to be. When you're riding when you have oncoming traffic, the lights are absolutely useless. So the first mod that I would recommend is auxiliary lights, which I'm planning on getting very soon. And people who like knuckle guards, that just adds on to the look of the bike, and get knuckle guards added. Apart from that, the tank capacity is less. The fuel usable capacity is 10 liters. Probably a bigger tank, bigger capacity tank would be little helpful. Apart from that, I don't think that it needs any more modifications. But I have seen a lot of people who are adding to extra, the extra length of the windshield, which probably will help you brake. On higher speeds, it will help you cut through the wind. But I feel it's not necessary, and it's pretty much a fully packed bike for me.
Alright, Kishen, it was great having you here, and it was quite informative. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Swati. Thank you for having me here. I hope viewers are benefited by my reviews. Hope it makes a difference.
So essentially, the Dominar 400 is a machine that can double up as your daily ride as well as your touring partner. It does have a few letdowns, but for the price, it offers a lot more than its competitors. Thank you for watching this video. Please share your comments and questions below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.